Yay.
Black and blue, I crawl along the wreckage of what now is gone. Back to you to fight another day. I'll go on and on and on and on. I'll face it, the demons I created with every last part of me. The pain will fade and I'll go on and on and on and on. Black and blue, I crawl to you. Black and blue, I crawl to you.
Flip. This is getting strange. Hello everyone, and welcome to SmackDown. Wait, no one's talking. Hello nobody, and welcome to
Guitar
SmackDown.
Hero and Rock
Yes.
Band.
Yeah, so
Yes, this is the Guitar Hero Rock Band episode, aka
Otherwise-
the episode that might get us copyright flagged, but we'll do it anyway for you. Takes you're gonna say?
basically it's the game. This is the one with a bunch of cars. The bunch with the guitars that we go drum, drum, drum. But I wouldn't know anything about that because the subject is more focused on the person that is orange in this chat.
Okay, now let's start from the beginning. The prospect of rhythm games in general is nothing new. We've had things in Japan before, like Beat Mania, Drum Freaks, Guitar Freaks, Dance Dance Revolution. But it wasn't really like popular that much in the mainstream crowd in the United States. The story of Guitar Hero, which we're going to talk about first, comes from rhythm game developer Harmonix, who were well known at the time for games like Amplitude and Frequency. The engine for the very first build of Guitar Hero actually comes from Karaoke Revolution. It is when it was originally developed for a Japanese audience, it was meant to be just a karaoke program, like turn your PlayStation into a karaoke machine, all that crap, right? But then after they developed it and released it in the Japanese market, they took a look back at it and said, this is really boring. So they amped it up with some cool gameplay mechanics and presentation quirks. And on screen, you see Karaoke Revolution as it is known today. Except I'm not playing sound right now because why would I do that? That'd be silly. You got it. From this, you get a sense of the presentation style. You got the characters on the screen. You get scored for how you do. There's a meter for how much the crowd loves you or hates you. You kind of get the vibe of how a rhythm game goes from this, right?
God. Well, I thought the earliest version of a rhythm game was like Parappa the Rapper. Or was there stuff before
it is an early rhythm game. But there was stuff before Parappa the Rapper, but we didn't know of. Like, this is like the first time rhythm games were kind of seen as a mainstream thing outside of Dance Dance Revolution, because Dance Dance Revolution was more for like hobbyists and Japanese hardcore players at the time.
Oh God, I remember those machines. God.
Anyway, the very first build of what we call today as Guitar Hero was created in the same engine, just scored differently. What you're seeing now is footage from the first beta with the volume very, very low. Very, very low. You can see it's essentially the same engine, the same scoring style, except you are playing a guitar. The guitar itself.
Yeah. I do remember that there were many scenes that had Guitar Hero or Rock Band in them. I do remember the Paul Blart scene. I also remember the phoned-in scene in the Smurfs movie where Neil
Yeah,
Patrick Harris
Guitar
is acting
Hero
like
and
a
Rock Band
dumbass.
were really,
Yeah,
yeah,
because
they hit
that's
the pop culture really hard when it came out. But we'll get to that later.
yeah. Trust me, we'll get to movies, unnecessary movies, in a definitely decade. I do.
Yeah.
Do you want? Now, before I have to mute myself because I won't know anything else, does anyone want to hear my Guitar Hero Rock Band related story? I guess.
Sure, why not?
Okay, so it was middle school years where once a year they had this big rock band Guitar Hero thing where everyone made teams, and I always chose Fly Like an Eagle because I thought I could sing harmonically to that. And then I always came in second place 3 years I was there, and these punk ass kids always won and always got me pissed off, and the rest is a little graphic. So, okay, that's
What were
done.
were the punk kids always playing the same song, or were they playing something different every time?
They were always the other team always chose TNT, the Dynamite song.
I mean, second place isn't so bad. How many bands were there?
Actually, well, here's the thing: it was a tournament, and
Ooh, second place in a huge ass tournament.
yeah, I don't know. I don't remember the entire details of what I placed, but all I know is I always lost my team, and I always yelled at my other temporary members like, "What the fuck? Why couldn't you win?" Because like, oh, maybe it was your bad singing. No, I'm not my bad singing. I sing perfectly because it was you. Then we
That's
got
the
into
kind
fist
of thing.
fights. Then we got into fist fights.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Okay.
That's
That is a very riveting story, but we're gonna have to cut that short because I really don't want this to get flagged.
okay. So that's pretty much my story of Rock Band / Guitar Hero, and that's pretty much all I'm gonna bring to this. Because next week I'm gonna be bringing everything. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself.
All right, there will be all right, I'll get to Rock Band at a later portion of this discussion because Rock Band actually came later, but we're still on Guitar Hero. So, Guitar Hero was actually a really nice collaborative effort. The software, as I mentioned, is developed by Harmonix Music Systems, a developer of the rhythm game genre. But it's a combination of that and a hardware developer known as Red Octane. They made the guitar controller as we know it today, with the strum bar, the 5 colored buttons, and made of plastic or whatever. They pretty much invented the plastic instrument genre in North America. So yeah, one thing that sets Guitar Hero apart is the intriguing way that they go about getting the songs in the game. Because, getting songs in the game is a really big deal in regards to licensing. But by contracting a studio known as Wave Group, they managed to create they managed to create covers of the popular songs that are faithful to their original tunes and still be plenty cool to rock out to. It saves them a lot of money, and it gives you the feel that you actually are a cover group, a tribute act, or something similar. And they'll go to extreme lengths to get every detail right for their performance, from the amp settings to the type of guitar that they used. And in this example, if it'll load, like
Also,
like
didn't they
the
had cover
signature
versions
intro
the
of
of
Iron Man.
also didn't
Sorry, go
well
ahead.
sorry if I interrupted you, but didn't they have their own cover versions of Iron Man because of the copyrights thing or something?
Yeah, Yeah, basically they covered every song because they only had mechanical licenses. They could use the songs, but they had to record them themselves. And for this, they went the extra mile and replicated every detail. Like I said, they duplicated all the amp settings, the guitars, the way the song goes. And for the popular intro to Iron Man, which I will play here, Ozzy had like sung into a metal fan to get the distorted effect you're about to hear. They actually the crew from this game actually went out on eBay and bought the exact same model of metal fan that was used in the intro, and as you can see, their investment is worth it. And that's about enough I'm going to play out of that. Believe it or not, there was actually, this was a PlayStation 2 exclusive title, the very first Guitar Hero, but there was meant to be an original Xbox port. They contracted developer Mad Catz to develop a controller and port of this game to the Xbox. But shortly after this deal, rumors started circulated around that Guitar Hero was going to be sued by Konami because Konami produced like their rhythm games in Japan under the Bemani subsidiary, Drum Freaks, Guitar Freaks, Beatmania, stuff like that. And there was a rumor going around that there was going to be a lawsuit drop for a patent infringement. Hearing this, Mad Catz decided to pay buttloads of money to buy themselves out of the contracts. The CEO of Mad Catz at the time went on to sarcastically state, "This thing made millions, and we paid money not to be part of it. One of the best moments of my career."
Oh yeah. Speaking of like Mad
Then we
Catz and stuff.
move on. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know how in the Guitar Hero, they include a microphone which is USB for like the later titles. I'm actually using one of the Logitech early ones in the early games right now.
Yeah, they didn't incorporate full band gameplay like Rock Band did until the fourth title. We'll get to that soon. Next is Guitar Hero 2. They pretty much made some tweaks to the engine to fix how the game worked, improve graphical fidelity. They even made an Xbox 360 version that supported DLC and leaderboards. I forgot to mention Spanish Castle Magic from the beta I played earlier. That was one of the main points of controversy from the original Guitar Hero. Because they were using all covers, one of the songs they got the license to was Spanish Castle Magic. But then the Hendrix estate reached out and said, "Okay, you can cover our song, but don't have vocals. We don't want Jimi Hendrix impersonators." So in the final bill, Spanish Castle Magic has no vocals. Just a second. Sorry, that was a food delivery. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, next is Guitar Hero 2, and it was famous for not only having all the same things that Guitar Hero 1 had with new songs and an improved engine, but it also had a co-op mode, which believe it or not was a new thing. In co-op mode, the second player could play the bass or rhythm guitar, and they're going for a high combined score. And that was made rather famous in the South Park episode, season 11, episode 13, Guitar Hero, which I will not show due to copyright. But basically, the plot is they're trying to be virtual rock stars, and the episode kind of plays it all serious and shit. Okay, I need to advance this to a point where I can show off the co-op and not get me claimed. Get us claimed. I keep forgetting. This isn't me. This is us. Okay, that's enough. Now would be a good time to bring up that there's also a whole community of hackers for a lot of the pre-banned Guitar Hero games dedicated to making custom tracks, to hacking the game and putting their own songs in it. But I'll touch on that later. They also made there's also a spin-off game to Guitar Hero 2, which, yeah, that's a smooth transition. Basically, the exact same engine, but all their songs covers are either from the 80s or tributes to the 80s. Like, basically, the only song that's not 80s is Because It's Midnight. It's a modern song from a group that was parodying 80s rock at the time. And obviously, for the 80s game, they went all out, not only dressing up their characters to match the genre, but also decorating their in-game stages as well. Which I really wish I had a Starlink right now, because this internet is starting to blow. Yeah, see, you got all the cool hair metal trends going on back there. That's cool. I don't know if you saw it, but for like a split second, I think there was like a Grim Reaper wearing 3D glasses. 3D glasses were so psychedelic back then. Anyway, fast forward. Now we're in Guitar Hero 3, the one that every competitive player, every custom player, every meme lord of Guitar Hero knows and loves. At this point, they dropped developer Harmonix and instead went for one of their buddy developers, Neversoft. You might recognize Neversoft. They made the Spider-Man games on PS1, and they also did some Tony Hawk games. Is my mic still on? Yeah, it is. Okay. Okay. At this point, they did get cover songs, but they also, because they have money now, they just settled for working out licensing deals and getting official multi-tracks, which is why I'm reluctant to play clips from Guitar Hero 3. But I will play, but I will mention this. Guitar Hero 3 was the first game to get real, actual rock stars in their game. Like, they got Tom Morello and Slash. I think Tom Morello was from Rage Against the Machine, and Slash was Guns N' Roses. I got that right? Not only did their likeness appear in the game, but yay. Not only did their likeness appear in the game, but they also commissioned them to compose original tracks for the game for a new system Guitar Hero 3 developed known as Guitar Battle. Guitar Battle is pretty much you're playing against another player, kind of like the face-off modes, except instead of trying to get the higher score, you're trying to fuck your opponent up. Basically, you fire power-ups and they have to deal with it, and you have to go as long as you can without failing out. And I think this is like the only full clip I'll be able to play because Content ID hasn't hit these compositions yet. stupid buffering, but I think you get the gist. Anyway, another thing that rocketed like this game into legendary status was the song "Through the Fire and Flames." That's a song by Dragon Force, a speed metal band. Almost nobody heard of them until this game, but again, I cannot play the clip due to copyrights. Guitar Hero 3 also got a spin-off title. Sorry, go ahead.
Or was that Mega Force or Dragon Force that he was about to join, but he rejected?
Stevie T, Dragon Force.
Yeah, that was that band.
Yeah, he was going to tour with them live, but then anxiety got the better of him and he had to back out. Now, much like Guitar Hero 2 had a spin-off title with Rocks the 80s, Guitar Hero 3 had a spin-off title as well, but this one, rather than being based off of a decade or genre, is based on one particular group, that group being Aerosmith. Like, the story behind the career in this one was that you were the opening act and you played songs that Aerosmith liked. And then after a couple rounds of that, you got to play an actual Aerosmith song and you actually got the Aerosmith characters on the stage. All right. I'm going to have to pick carefully what clip I want to use here. That is the actual Joe Perry right there. Skipping ahead. Now you're probably asking, hey guys in the YRC, why'd you bother to do this episode if you don't like getting content ID claims? Well, because we like you a lot. Is that him T-posing? I just realized he was T-posing. Look at that. That's a freaking T-pose. Anyway, this is the part where we get to the meanwhile. Because remember harmonics? They're down, but they're not out. Around the time Guitar Hero 3 and Aerosmith were the hot shit in Activision Neversoft's court, Harmonix was hard at work developing their own title. It would be around the same vibe as Guitar Hero, but it would include full band support. They would have covers, they would have originals, they would have online gameplay, character customization, and all that good stuff. Okay, and that game was called Rock Band. Real original. The very first game was developed by Harmonix, of course, and published by, I forgot if it was MTV Music or EA. Let me look. Rock Band. Let's see. Let's see. Publishers. Oh yeah, the first one was published by MTV Games because MTV. Okay, so I'm just going to have to skip to parts that showcase the drum gameplay rather well. The guitar and bass gameplay are pretty much what you'd expect from a Guitar Hero clone. You got the 5 buttons, you press them, you strum the thing, it works. The drums, the original drums, had 4 pads and a foot pedal because there is a foot drum. If you don't know what a foot drum is, it is a drum you play with your foot with a pedal that kicks a thing, otherwise known as a kick pedal. So it's basically hit the things, and then when a line comes, hit the foot. And then that up there is vocals. It's kind of pretty much the same style that they did in Karaoke Revolution. You know the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And like they might have fixed it a little bit for like try to get a more clean professional sound, but the core gameplay of like matching the pitch, matching the words, getting the timing is still there. It's not perfect, obviously, because you could just hum into the mic at the right tones and you get it. But, it works. Anyway, so Guitar Hero, not wanting to be outdone, decided to branch out. They took the full band gameplay and put their own style on it. Gone were the covers for the most parts. And instead, they went with mostly masters, full band gameplay, character customization, a really cool looking career mode. I think it still uses the Thug 2 engine, but don't quote me on it. Another thing they did was they went with a more diverse soundtrack. So while you would expect Crazy Train from Ozzy Osbourne to be there, as well as What I've Done by Linkin Park, you probably wouldn't expect Beat It by Michael Jackson. Oh wait, there's a full band video over here. What am I doing? Interesting story with this song. I played this song with a neighbor kid, and I played this song with a neighbor kid, and there was like a section before the vocals start where you have these wavy lines in the vocal highway, and that meant you could like freestyle and get points. And I decided, why not? I'll hand the mic to the kid and have him freestyle. And all he did was scream, "Michael Jackson's gay, Michael Jackson's gay, Michael Jackson." I was just sick of it. Like, even back then, I was smart enough to be sick of it. Anyway, yeah, their soundtrack is very diverse. That's enough. This brought Guitar Hero into the spotlight once again, and there was a small element of community here. Like, I can't show it because there's not very many videos of it around anymore, but there was a feature where you could like lay down your own tracks a la GarageBand, and then lay down notes and freestyle, and you could make that into a track that you could like then upload to their server for other people to download and play for free. It sounded about as well as you'd expect a GarageBand track to sound. Sorry, Mac users, but bleh. Rock Band, not to be outdone, decided to make a sequel. In this sequel, they fine-tuned the engine. They improved more on the dynamics of the game. Like, they focused more on their career mode, and their song offering. They included more variety of tracks, added a network feature for indie groups to push their own tracks in the game. In career mode, you could get a better sense of being a band on tour in a bus and interacting with things. To kind of show you the vibe that we're going for, I think this opening cinematic is worth showcasing, but I'm gonna have to do this at a low volume because copyrighted track. Why is it? Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta skip ahead. Yeah, this game was published by EA. Remember when EA sucked? Back then they didn't suck. Now they suck. Suck on. That brief scene where you saw the two bands brushing past each other, they were going for a Battle of the Bands vibe with the multiplayer mode here. Yeah, Rock Band 2 was one of the first games to Rock Band series was known for taking their vibes as hardcore as realism would allow. But Guitar Hero was famous for saying screw realism. That's why their campaigns from Guitar Hero 3 onwards, if they're not involving a specific public figure, involve weird crap happening. Like in Guitar Hero 3, you had to rise to the top, and then you sell your soul to the devil and have to battle your way out of hell. Anyway, Guitar Hero 4 the World Tour game had 3 spin-off titles. Each one used a variation of the engine developed by Neversoft, and one was done by Beanox. Neversoft did the 2 band-centric ones, Metallica and Van Halen, which are kind of exactly what you expect. But Beanox was the one that handled the studio that made smash hits. The vibe of the general push that they were going for with smash hits was that it was going to be all the same songs that was in the first 3 games and spin-offs, except no covers. It was going to be all masters, and it was going to be great. Unfortunately, that also meant they could not get any real-life band likenesses. They just had to go with the original characters in some sort of either retro style or new style. And the campaign was so absurd that I don't even remember how it goes, nor do I care. But it had Bark of the Moon in it. Guitar Hero 1 had Bark of the Moon in it, so yay! Anyway, one thing all three of these spin-offs had in common is they implemented a feature called Expert Plus, which we in the metal industry refer to as double kick pedal. Basically, all you had to do was hook up your drum kit's kick pedal port with a Y splitter, and you could use two kick pedals. For those who don't know what a Y splitter is, it's one of those weird things that allowed you to plug two headphones into one headphone port. Imagine if you could do that to a girl. Okay, now I'm getting weird. Rock Band was not developing any more titles for a while, apart from the odd spin-off, Lego Rock Band, Beatles Rock Band, Green Day Rock Band, because their focus was getting more tracks to the people and giving the people a good time. Guitar Hero made Guitar Hero 5. Let's see, Oh crap, controversies. I forgot to get back to those. Guitar Hero 5 had a controversy revolving Kurt Cobain from Nirvana here. As you can see, they got the license from Courtney Cox to use his likeness in the Smells Like Teen Spirit song. As soon as I can get it to load. I just need to... Maybe if I just skip ahead. Maybe if I skip ahead, we'll see it. That is the Kurt Cobainage. They actually had to talk it out with Courtney Cox to get every detail just right. Courtney Love. Why do I keep calling her Cox? Courtney Love.
Are you strumming, son?
Anyway, the reason this was controversial was because Courtney Love didn't pay attention, and she sued them under the impression that he was only supposed to be used for that song. But the contract stated that they could actually use him in any song because he was an unlockable character. So, because of that, you got funny videos like this.
Damn. Oh my god.
But you never thought you'd see Kurt Cobain singing the YMCA, did you?
No, it's things like that that make me think of that meme. It's like, are you strumming, son? Are you strumming, Kurt? That just seems like a good name for the episode, even though the episodes are already named. Like, are you strumming, son?
Yeah.
It's like
Anyway, Guitar Hero pretty much had this in the anyway, what I was saying, like things like this, Guitar Hero had in the bag because like the contract stated that they could use him like this. But there was a brief moment where they did some damage control by taking down all videos of this. That did not work because at the rate they were taking them down, more people kept making them.
God, wow.
Anyway,
that's a controversy if I've ever heard one.
Yeah. Anyway, from Guitar Hero 5, Activision was starting to fly a bit too close to the sun with other titles. Bad Hero is pretty much the same engine, except they cleaned it up and had family-friendly songs and made everything all pastely and cute. Ugh.
They actually made
and then DJ Hero happened.
What's DJ Hero? It sounds a little scary.
Uh, Imagine a turntable controller, and you're the guy that takes two songs and mixes them together.
Oh my, no, that's not DJ Hero, that's DJ Rave, the website. Hashtag not sponsored.
Well, you're not just mixing two songs together, you're also doing things like crossfading, record scratching, sample padding, and things like that.
Oh god, that just sounds like, that doesn't sound fun at all.
Let's see how much of this mix I can play without getting our ass claimed.
Well, get claimed by using Linkin Park instantly, even if it is mixed with another song. Thank you, Tonyo, for getting me claimed. Unfit. Different YRC.
Shady, I'm chopped liver. Well, if you want shady, well, if you want shady, this is what I give you.
But they couldn't be a Guitar Hero spin-off without putting Guitar Hero in it in some capacity. So some mixes, while the DJ's mixing it up, someone else could pick up a guitar. I think you know where this is going.
This reminds me of the episode where Clover wanted to be a DJ. Except that episode was the one where she swapped personalities with Jerry. And then I'll keep my mouth shut again.
Right. All right, let me just... I need to advance this to a point where it is believable. If you thought playing Guitar Hero 1, the song Ace of Spade, is really hardcore, try playing guitar to this. It is surreal, and even though I'm looking at it with my eyes and hearing it with my ears, I still don't believe this is a thing. And I've played this years ago, so... That's how surreal it is. I'll also briefly mention it got a sequel. They kind of toned it down more to its hip-hop roots and swapped out the guitar playing ability with a singing ability. But we don't need to talk more about that. Anyway, at this point, there was a divide and split between what Rock Band wanted to accomplish with Rock Band 3 and what Guitar Hero wanted to accomplish with Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock. Rock Band wanted to go for realism, so for Rock Band 3, they added the keyboard as an instrument, and you could also play stringed versions of the guitar and bass controllers, and expanded cymbals of the drums, expanded harmony vocals like in Beatles and Green Day rock bands. And before you ask, no, mayonnaise is not an instrument. Horseradish is not an instrument either.
Oh yeah, by the way, did you know what about the Guitar Hero Metallica? How you talked about that?
Yeah, I briefly touched upon it, but there's not much I can say without like getting the video claimed. I did mention the double kick.
Well, the Guitar Hero Metallica is good and all, but like the thing that I didn't like about the game is like when the songs about the timelines, like they didn't match the current models of their faces. Like for example, like the bass player, like back in the 80s, it wasn't the same bass player; it was a different one.
Did they ever add a banjo?
No, there was no banjo, but
sometimes they map the banjo to the guitar, but that's another story.
So
yeah.
So MPage,
what plays a banjo? He's gone now.
MPage, what do you thought of like all the Metallica songs from all the years having the same members, same current members, even though the timeline was kind of inaccurate?
It's interesting, at least. Like one thing I always liked screwing around with in the game was there's a cheat where you can unlock alt costumes for all the Metallica members. You had their normal outfits, you had their 80s outfits, and then you had them looking like zombies.
Oh yeah, the 80s outfits. Like I was saying, does it have like James Hetfield? Does it have James Hetfield's long hair from the 80s?
I think so, but I don't remember. I just mostly played on zombie mode.
Zombie. All right, ready then. Now then, let's see about this. Oh yeah, Queen.
Yeah, one thing that Rock Band 3 and Guitar Hero Warriors have in common is Bohemian Rhapsody. The difference is how they do it. Like I said, Rock Band was going for realism, so they decided to add keyboards. And this song is pretty much the perfect example of keyboard implementation. YRC Network. Who are they? They seem cool. I want to subscribe to them.
Test.
Nick,
Hello,
we're still on there.
We're still on the show.
Can you hear me?
My mic was still on. Damn it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Just trying to watch Shadow Streak in the background when my mic was muted.
Nick just showed up.
Oh,
show ain't
hang
over
on.
yet.
Hang on, I might have to get my AirPod.
Like we're at 45 minutes
this.
already. I know, but I'm just trying to get to the end.
I'll
here.
be back when I get my AirPod.
Anyway. Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh my god.
Let's see how much keyboard integration I can play before I have to turn it off. Now, the keyboard may look very daunting right now because it looks like you're playing a real keyboard. But the thing is, that's pro mode. In standard mode, it's just the 5 buttons again. Now, one thing Guitar Hero wanted to do, instead of going for realism, they just wanted to tackle the fantasy of being a hardcore rock star, fighting evil, and doing all this magical shit.
Test.
Wow.
Test.
So,
Can you
yeah,
guys...
Nick, we can hear you.
okay.
Nick.
All right. Good.
The one thing that they did right with Bohemian Rhapsody is they pretty much, using the in-game models, they pretty much got the intro of the song down pat, which I'm going to show you as soon as I can scrub to it.
God. The only thing I know Bohemian Rhapsody from is the YTP frying Nemo, where Emperor Lemon used it in the second half.
Yeah, anyway, if you see the original music video, you recognize the 4 faces from the intro. They pretty much got that down.
Huh.
Alright, okay. So, what are you guys doing? What song?
Unfortunately, you can't see the 4th face because it's hiding behind the
We're
game,
live,
but
Nick.
yeah, they pretty much got the intro of the video down.
God, this just looks pretty surreal.
Anyways, from this point, things got weird. Well, both companies decided to settle down at this point, but they settled down in different ways. Rock Band settled down by continuing to produce DLC content until 2011 before announcing a comeback in 2015, which I'll explain later. Guitar Hero settled down by stepping away from doing anything related to the game until April 1st, 2010, I think, or 2013, when they pretty much ripped all the songs from their DLC store. Anyway, they took a break because, the rhythm game market was getting overflooded. Everyone there was always plastic controllers all over the store, and people felt overwhelmed about having to buy a new one or keeping the old one. And then there's all these spin-offs. They either have their own new ones or they're compatible with the old ones in some capacity. And then there's these fan-made clones on the internet. It was a mess.
That actually seems pretty accurate because I remember seeing a ton of these when I was younger. And like, you remember GameStop being flooded with these types of controls, right?
I remember what are you talking about? The GameCube?
No, I meant the Guitar Hero Rock Band controllers. Do you remember those?
Yeah,
seeing a lot
I
of
do
those?
remember. I do remember coming across a lot of those, and I thought, yeah, Guitar Hero seems kind of cool, but it's not really my thing.
Yeah,
But
just
yeah, I do remember seeing it though.
yeah, but there was a lot of them, a lot of
A
different controllers in the
lot,
store.
a lot of different types.
And
A
anyway,
lot of them.
they both want. When they made a comeback, they decided to go in different directions again, but they kind of kept a similar vibe of making you feel like a rock star. In Guitar Hero's case, they made Guitar Hero Live. Why is this video unavailable? This'll do. They made Guitar Hero Live. There were two gimmicks at play here. Number one is they changed the controller. Instead of using the 5 color buttons that go left to right, they had 6 buttons, 3 blacks on top and 3 whites on the bottom, to simulate the feel of accurate fretting. Another thing they did is they attached a GoPro to a drone to give you the feeling that you were in this moment, that you were walking along with your band, getting up on the stage and getting ready to rock your heart out. It made you feel like you were in the game because you got that first-person perspective, right?
Yeah,
Yes and
fascinating.
no. Yes and no.
It's
If you were a
fascinating,
rock
but
star in the
this does-
rock star in the 90s and 80s, then
having a
it's completely different.
What I'm questioning is, just because a feature like this exists and makes it cool, does it mean the controls are good?
Exactly. A lot of people in my community pretty much complained about how hard it was to get used to the new guitar. Like, it was a learning curve for me especially, but I got the hang of it. But do not ask me to play Through the Fire and Flames on it. I swear to God, I can't do it.
Yes, just like I say, like I would have mentioned this in the Sega episode, but I didn't really have a lot of time to talk about it. But just because Sonic Forces looks flashy doesn't mean it controls well.
Anyway, another thing that they did as a gimmick that I can't show you in this one is the crowd reactions. If you were playing good, like really good, you could see like the crowd going nuts for you, the band rocking out with you, everyone showing you their cool fan things. If you did very badly, you'd see the band be disappointed in you, the crowd just standing around pretending to give a shit, and maybe someone will throw a bottle at you if you're unlucky.
Whoa, that's realism for you.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a real rock star without. If you suck, people will throw shit at you and boo you. Is there like a boo setting? Like you can turn the booing on and off?
Yeah, I know. A lot of people
Yeah.
get drunk during these concerts, so they throw beer bottles at you and don't care.
Yeah, the point I'm making at is like there's got to be a setting for that type of stuff. You can't just not have realism without the booing along with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like pretty much getting the people to stop booing you is as easy as using star power, which is a popular mechanic carried over from the older games.
Star power. Where have I heard that one before? Oh yeah, I heard it in the Home Adventure to Tip NL show, where I was making my Y2K.
Yeah. To talk about the fan-made games for a second, there was a community that actually ripped all these videos and tracks from the game and put them into the free game, but they didn't include the booing. So there's that. Programming limitations, gotta love them.
Oh god.
Anyway, Another thing I can't show you is Guitar Hero Live's now defunct streaming service. They had a service where you could go online and stream through either a creative radio station or on demand songs to play in the game, and they had their music video in the background. The service is now defunct. It's been defunct for a few years now, but that was a thing, I guess, and we never saw another official Guitar Hero game again. On the other end of the spectrum, we have Rock Band 4.
Oh, poor Guitar Hero. It had such a legacy, but now it's gone.
Yeah,
Just like
that sucks.
just like another certain banjo playing creature.
It's gone, but it's not forgotten, and I will get more on that later. But now, Rock Band 4. One thing, they also went for the vibe of making you feel like a rock star, but they went about it differently. They not only tweaked the engine again, but they also added freestyle guitar solos, improved the character customization, a special behind the music parody called Beneath the Tunage, where your band gets to be featured in a documentary or something. And they eventually added online multiplayer and some special community projects you could do. They imported as much DLC as they could from their back catalog. And so you could have collections of like thousands of songs. I only have like, 700, 800?
That's awesome.
Anyways, yeah, that is awesome for sure. Anyway, so I'm still in the show. Anyway, so that's all the Guitar Hero and Rock Band games come out. Where do they stand now? Rock Band 4 is still active today. DLC is still being made for it. The community still has a strong presence there. It's great. Guitar Hero is dead, officially. But there are still people out there in the community that took matters in their own hands. I mentioned before that people would modify the older games to put their own songs in it. Combining that with the competitive aspect of the game actually created a free Unity-based game called Clone Hero. It's compatible with guitars that you own. You can play it on your PC or Android device. And people used it to play songs from their collections, play impossible customs that people made, play memes, and hone their skills.
Maybe you should do that for a Raw episode. Do you still have a controller?
The trick is finding the right... I have a controller. I have the game. The trick is finding a song I can play that's not going to get me killed by copyright. In regards to... I'll show you a Solus video, because Solus is a song created by a guy that's probably in the community. He uses FL Studio to make original tracks for the sole purpose of having their Guitar Hero counterparts being downright impossible.
Oh my god.
Or at least by a human. Robots.
What a fucking Satanist. He's like a finger Satanist. That just sounds horrible.
It's not horrible till you see with your eyes.
Yeah. Oh god. Oh my god. Imagine doing that with the finger.
That's not even the hardest part. Let me go to the back of it.
I don't know. I don't play the game.
No, man, look at the buttons and imagine tapping each one rapidly with your fingers.
I know it's called a rhythm game, Tix.
I know, it's a rhythm game. What the fuck?
How the hell do you do that, M-Page?
With two hands. That's pretty much the confirmed method by pros. 2 hands for the really fast parts.
Yeah, the thing is, the point of this guy making these ones, Nick, is you don't do it.
Yeah, I'm not a rhythm game kind of guy. I don't like that stuff. But that's impressive. You know, I had a friend who played Guitar Hero. His name was Andrew. But not Andrew, your cousin. A different
God,
Andrew.
I wish I could pay Andrew to try and do this, and then he'd be like, "What the fuck? Why did you do this to me?"
Hang on, I'm gonna be eating pizza, but I'm gonna be muted from time to time.
Okay. Are we
All right.
we nearing the end?
I'm gonna cut the screen share. I'm gonna make closing statements. I'm just gonna cut the screen share, make closing statements. In conclusion, this subgenre of rhythm games has an active community today, and a lot of times you can find them on YouTube or Twitch taking requests for money. Yes, people make money doing this.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is a very interesting thing. I think I've seen a couple furries play Guitar Hero, but needless to say, thanks to fan projects like Clone Hero and Phase Shift and the ongoing support of the Rock Band community, even if it looks like they're down, they're not out. Until next, and all I can say is rock on.
Okay.
Anyone else want to get closing statements before I tag DSim to start?
Well, I do know one thing I want to get in. I mentioned a few times that I wanted a banjo, but the banjo memory of this episode is making me feel fuzzy. But
All right, hold on. Okay, this is now. All right, my last word. This is actual topic, not like what Tix is saying about the reference to the Powerpuff Girls character. But
yeah, I was getting to that. So now, next week.
hold on. Let me finish, Tix.
Okay, I'll let you do it.
Hold on, let me finish. All right, hold on. By the way, anyone that really wants to get into the Rock Battle Guitar Hero series can also just start with the first 3 games. Event page recommends that.
Yeah, if you have those old systems, check those old games out. But if you don't have those systems and no interest in going back to the past that way, just try Clone Hero. Like, you want songs for Clone Hero? Just Google it. You'll find it somewhere.
Oh yeah, and also if anyone's a rap fan right here, there's DJ Hero, but that game's not even worth playing.
Like, not in these days, no, but like it's worth looking at for nostalgia. But that's about it.
And go ahead, Tix. What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say is that like mentioned banjos, and that makes my memory a little fuzzy. And speaking of fuzzy, and since you said Star Power, it reminds me of a certain other person named Star. And talking about this is making me very jittery because our next week we're going to be talking about the other half of last week's episode, Cartoon Network Part 2. AKA the one where we talk about all the shitty shows and all the best shows. So basically, it's the really best shows and the really worst shows. But we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, look forward to that. Thank you. And